Police Department said Saturday it's disbanding its Scorpion unit in the wake of the brutal police killing of Tyre Nichols. Scorpion's an acronym for Street Crimes Operation to Restore Peace in Our Neighborhoods. The announcement came a day after the police department released the widely anticipated video Friday night of Tyre's murder, showing 5 officers relentlessly beating the 29-year-old African-American man just 80 feet from his home after they stopped him for an alleged traffic violation on January 7th. The officers, who now face murder charges, pepper sprayed, tased, kicked, and beat Nichols while shouting threats and curses and a series of commands. Nichols died 3 days later of kidney failure and cardiac arrest. Police edited the videos before releasing them. The footage comes from the officers' body cameras and from a surveillance camera on a nearby pole. In the first video, officers pull Tyre from his car and push him to the ground.
Get on the ground! One! Now! Taser! All right, okay, dude, damn! Put your hands behind your back! Okay, stop! You guys are really doing a lot right now. Bro, lay down! I'm just trying to go home. Man, if you don't lay down, I am on the ground! Your stomach! I got you.
We had to beat that a lot, and none of those curses were Tyre. He was saying, "You are doing a lot right now," of course, to him. The officer who wore the body camera then tased Tyre Nichols, who tried to get away, then tackled by at least 5 officers who then beat him severely with their fists, batons, and kicked him repeatedly. Footage then shows Tyre in clear medical distress as the officers stand around out of breath and complain about their own injuries. One says Nichols appears to be, quote, on something as Nichols lays bloodied on the ground. When an officer tries to prop up Nichols against the car, the camera shows him and his bloodied face. It's not clear if he's conscious.
Oh, leg right off of the field. Bro, my hurt all day, but when I seen that boy running, bro, I'm a sorry no more, bro. Yes, bro. Bro. He hot. He hot. Hey, sit up, bro. Sit up, man.
The newly released footage shows medics failing to administer assistance to Tyre for at least 15 minutes. After they arrive on the scene, 2 AMTs have been suspended pending investigation.
Good morning. The 5 now former Memphis police officers charged with Nichols' murder will be in court February 17th. Lawyers say at least 2 of the men plan to plead not guilty. Investigators also say, and this is important, that they're not ruling out others on the scene could also face charges. Over the weekend, mostly peaceful protests, of course, across the nation, calling for change, calling for an end to police brutality following the release of body cam footage. It is one of the toughest things many people have ever watched, showing officers brutally beating Tyre Nichols before he died 3 days later from his injuries. The 5 officers charged were part of the so-called Scorpion unit. That stands for Street Crimes Operations to Restore Peace in Our Neighborhoods. The Memphis police chief has now disbanded this unit, doing this Saturday, saying it's in the best interest of the city. This incident has also revived the conversation about the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act that failed to get past the Senate last year. Floyd's sister, LaTanya, was heartbroken to see something like this happen again.
And I am so sorry. It is an embarrassment. It is an embarrassment to all, especially the police departments. What are y'all gonna do? What is the mayor gonna do? I heard them speak, but I want to see action. We want to be very active.
Floyd says she wants to make a trip to Memphis to meet with Nichols' family and just try to offer her support. Wants to make a trip to Memphis to meet with Nichols' family and just try to offer her support. So in Memphis, Tyre Nichols is set to be laid to rest this Wednesday. President Biden also, by the way, has invited his parents to next week's State of the Union address. So many things going on here. One thing that stuck with me watching the video, there are far more than 5 police officers on the scene, different officers in the beginning. There's an unnamed white officer who tases Nichols, pulls him out of the car at the very beginning of the incident. And you'll remember the police chief says she can't find any reason that he was ever pulled over in the first place. So that officer is in question right now. Also, the Shelby County Sheriff has actually relieved 2 sheriff's deputies of duty pending an investigation because he says he didn't see that. He saw the video, just the same time as everyone else did, as the public did, and wasn't comfortable with his deputies' behavior, and so they're being investigated. So these 5 officers that have been charged with murder, we have not heard the end of who may be punished for what happened that day. Back to you.
All right, lots going on there. All right.
What's up, YouTube? This is James coming back at you with another informative video. I hope you guys are doing well out there on this cold Monday. I'm doing pretty good myself. Boy, I can tell you, they really threw us a curveball on this one, didn't they? You understand? Look, this is reminiscent of back in the slave days, so-called slave days, where you had a lot of the overseers, you know what I mean, that gave certain other slaves the ability to run out and be a slave catcher to that of other slaves. If you understand what I'm saying, that did take place, you understand? And this is exactly what it is in this particular situation. There was no excuse whatsoever for what they did to this young man, Tyre Nichols. And also, much condolences to this man's family, the mother and the father, brother, sister, what have you, whoever, you understand? Much condolences. But these particular thugs with badges, every last one of them, for what they did to this man right here, as far as I'm concerned, deserve the punishment that they gave Tyre Nichols. This was uncalled for. There's no excuse for it on any level. You understand? What I saw when I watched this entire video wasn't nothing different from what I could see as if I seen a gang of thugs jump one person. This man was compliant, and then once he seen that when he told them they were doing too much, he took off running. And who wouldn't run from a bunch of fucking thugs like this, who would dare beat, abuse, this man in the manner that they did? As far as I'm concerned, you deserve exactly what your sub counterparts deserve when you do things like that, all 5 of you. And so does the little piggy over here. You understand? Preston Hempfield. Okay? He's the white officer in the body cam footage of Tyre Nichols slaying. He tasered Tyre Nichols and was heard on camera saying, "I hope they stump his ass." Okay? And they're saying, why is he not being charged? He should be charged. He should be charged because he was an accessory to the crime. He was involved with the crime. He was with these thugs with badges who murdered that young man. 5 officers, including this one right here, and then we had the EMTs that failed to help this man, Tyre Nichols, when he went into cardiac arrest and what have you. You understand what I'm saying? 15-minute delay. I'm going to tell y'all something. It's definitely a sinister plot behind this. This is just not by any coincidence whatsoever. You understand what I'm saying? In my opinion, and this is my opinion, me saying this was a sacrificial lamb, a slaying that didn't need to take place. And I do believe that these officers that are involved are more than likely devil worshipers, because when you see these subs, the other sub counterparts do the same thing, you have to wonder, why is these things done? It just so happened to be this time it was Tyre Nichols. They threw us a curveball. They used black officers on one black man. But I can guarantee you one thing you'll never see, and I'll bet you money you'll never see it. Not that it should even occur anyway, but I'm saying this. You'll never see 5 black officers on 1 white person. You wouldn't see that. This is why I believe that this is orchestrated. I really do. And I do believe that Tyre Nichols was the sacrificial lamb in this situation. I do. Because there was no excuse for whatsoever what these thugs, these 3 low-life thugs, these 5 low-life thugs did to this man right here. It just wasn't no excuse. It was uncalled for. I wouldn't even play the video. I believe that YouTube would allow this particular video to be played, but I won't play it because, hey, I don't even like seeing this. I really don't. You understand what I'm saying? I do not like seeing this whatsoever. But yeah, these are modern day slave catchers that you see before you. 5 of them. Tadarius Bean, Demetrius Haley, Emmett Martin III, Desmond Mills Jr., and Justin Smith. All modern day slave catchers. You understand what I'm saying? In that aspect. And here was their overseer, the little tubby one right here, Preston Hempfield, who kicked it all off. Okay, the overseer. And that's just what it is, That's all I got on this one, people, right here. Very, very terrible situation. You understand? A curveball indeed. A curveball. You understand? To the American people out there, watch yourselves. You understand what I mean? Because right now, you can't really tell the difference. I'm going to just say this. The uniform and the badge is the only difference between the everyday street thug and criminal. That's the only difference, as you can see. And that's just what it is. I want you guys to tell me what you think about this particular video right here. I'm interested in hearing your thoughts, views, and opinions on it. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And people, please remember to live your life as though we're being watched. Simply because we are. This is James, and I'm out. Peace.